The Ballon d'Or is having a party, and Jamie Vardy is invited. It's a delightful day for everyone involved, everyone who's rooted for Leicester City's front man. He's included on the shortlist.
It's not just him, though, right?
No, it's not just him. Mahrez is on it, and there's a lot other players that are maybe not as expected to be in the same list as the Ronaldos and Lionel Messis, but let's be honest, there is enough space for everyone because there's like 80 players on the shortlist. But it's still a fantastic achievement to be included on this list. So let me just run through some of the notable names who you wouldn't expect to be on the list in comparison to others, but we are happy to see them on there. So as I mentioned, you've got Riyad Mahrez and Jamie Vardy. Delighted for them to be on it. Another one is Dimitri Payet. What an accomplishment for a West Ham footballer to be included in this list. And then you've got your usual suspects, Lewandowski, Lionel Messi, Luka Modric. We'll throw them up
three
here.
cards.
Yeah, there's 3 cards worth. So there's the usual. Good shout for Dybala. I mean, first real competitive season for Juventus, getting himself on the Ballon d'Or list. That is phenomenal. A great accomplishment. There you go. Hugo Lloris as well for Tottenham. Great accomplishment for him as the goalkeeper there. Usual suspects on that list.
There's only 3, Buffon, Neuer, and Lloris.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't think De Gea made it.
And then Arturo Vidal, good shout for him at Bayern Munich. Neymar, of course. Pepe, I thought, had a phenomenal season, one of the best defenders in the world.
Patricio, I thought, was a really nice shout out for, a competent footballer. Top 30 in the world?
Yep.
I guess he is now.
No, that's great. I mean, that's what the thing is. You're literally considered one of the best players in your position. Whether you're 1st or 5th in that position.
Right.
Like, Jamie Vardy is considered one of the best top 5 strikers in the world. By that
I have an idea. I think we should change the Ballon d'Or. Well, they actually are changing the Ballon d'Or.
Well, they are. Tell me why.
For one, in the past, I believe if I have the quote correctly here, this year's edition of the prestigious individual prize will be judged solely by a panel of journalists. After FIFA and France Football ended their partnership between 2010 and 2015, FIFA's World Player of the Year award had been combined with the Ballon d'Or to create the FIFA Ballon d'Or, which was decided by a combination of votes from national team managers, captains, and journalists. So now it's just on the reporters, it's just on the journalists, which is fine. I don't think it's going to change anything. I don't think it's going to stop Ronaldo from winning it this year, but I think they should change it altogether. I do believe, and here's the reason, since 2007, it's been Messi or Ronaldo, and that's not going to change this year, and it would probably take a lot for it to change even next year. So a decade, 10 years of the same 2 guys winning it, deservingly so. Why don't we just change it to have the Ballon d'Or award for forwards, midfielders, defenders, and goalkeepers? Well, so you can acknowledge, here's the problem, because even in the past, like Kaká, I think, was the last to win it that wasn't named Ronaldo or Messi.
Yes.
Like, defenders are integral parts to teams winning championships, Champions Leagues and Euros. And you look at the teams that win World Cups, and it's like all together, right? It's not just on the forwards. I get why, the quantitative reasons you mentioned. However, I think, or maybe lump the defenders in with the goalkeepers. That's fine.
Yeah, but they have awards. They have like Defender of the Year, European Midfielder. Like they give these. They're not as prestigious as a Ballon d'Or. I get it. They're not as prestigious. I mean, and you make a good point. Like Pepe is just as significant to Portugal's Euro win than Ronaldo. Ronaldo was injured in the last game. Pepe was phenomenal. Maybe more so in the final.
Yeah. He was more significant.
And defenders and goalkeepers are always going to be undermined. Defenders and goalkeepers are the engineers, right? That are in the bottom. What the fuck is that camera angle? What are you trying? Are you trying to be fucking? You trying to be Quentin Tarantino? What is going on here?
Can we get a?
What is it?
Back to the
fucking Jacori Tarantino in the booth. All right. Defenders and goalkeepers are the engineers that are doing all the graft, and they're in the engine room. They're getting covered in coal. They're disgusting. And the strikers are the captains at the top that are just like,
just running the ship. Yeah, again,
taking all the glory.
I'm not saying that Ronaldo shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or this year. I'm not saying that Messi shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or this year, even though Ronaldo's going to. It's the same with MVP voting in every sport. To be honest, it goes to the quantitative reasons. Let's split the award in 3. So you have 3 Ballon d'Or awards. You have Ballon d'Or, and you have like a piece of it, right? You've seen the award, right? It's a big ball. You just split it into 3 pieces. You get 3 parts of the ball.
Everyone like Mean Girls when everyone gets a bit of the crown.
Yes, like Mean Girls, great reference.
I don't buy it.
Or like what's it called?
That's like a participation award.
The Triforce, like Legend of Zelda.
I don't buy it. I do like the idea of maybe being their Ballon d'Or for defensive, but I think that's when you become too American, because then it's the MVP defensive all-star first conference player of the year. the MVP All-Conference Star Striker of the Year.
There's nothing wrong with
Too much.
that.
No, there's everything wrong with it.
They
It
have
means
a,
that-
well,
means
you
everyone
guys
gets
have
a
you have a
trophy.
starting 11 for the Premier League.
Yeah,
you have a
that's what you
starting
need.
11 for the
Let's-
world. You have a
let's put it this
starting
way.
11 for the lower continents of certain parts of certain places.
Let's put it this way. If you need an award to prove your worth, then you don't really deserve to be on that team. Because you're a defensive player or a goalkeeper, all you need is that clean sheet. All you need is that trophy at the end of the year. If you're Pepe, you don't need a Ballon d'Or. All you need is that winner's medal.
What about the back four award? What about you give team defenses?
Well, they should know if they have to get clean sheets that year. If they're
I want
sitting top of the table, then they should have that as the accomplishment.
I want the sheets printed. I want
You
the
want those
clean sheets handed to the
Egyptian
players.
cotton printed.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, I wanted to come back to one thing. There's no discussion here, but I'm not going to get into who should win the Ballon d'Or because it's just a clickbaity, stupid clip.
Yaya
Who should finish
Toure.
second?
Yaya Toure should finish second.
Who should finish second
5
in the
Premier
Ballon
League
d'Or?
players: City's Aguero, De Bruyne, and Yaya Toure. Arsenal's Alexis Sanchez and Eden Hazard. Just in that order. That should be second.
I think that the realistic case is going to be, is it Messi or Suarez? And I think it's Suarez. I think that it just goes to Suarez, seeing that he was so significant last year for second place. And I think he deserves to split them for the first time in how many years. And I think
You're wrong. It doesn't go to Suarez.
Who does
But
it go
on,
to?
I'm sorry, but you should finish.
No, I want you to make it. Are you making a serious point? Or are you
making
just
a
trying to
serious point.
stop me in the middle?
No, you're wrong. It should. There's Gareth Bale, I believe, should be
Ahead of Luis Suarez?
because he's done more just outside of Barcelona. Gareth Bale was phenomenal in the Euros.
I can
and
hear
it's
the
a
disagreement in the
it's
comments.
a full year. It's a full year award.
I can hear the
It's a
disagreement.
full year award.
Full
I know.
year, Luis Suarez was significantly better than Gareth Bale in La Liga.
for in La Liga, but not globally.
Yeah, he didn't play in the Euros.
I know, but he also didn't play that well in Copa America.
He didn't get to play.
Oh,
He was injured.
suspended.
He was injured.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't get
never
to
mind.
play.
Never mind. All right.
Well, if you're going to
all
make the
right.
case, I want to give you the field to
But
make the case.
Gareth Bale had a
Oh, he had a
fantastic
great
season.
Euros and he had a great season for Real Madrid. And I think that he's going to. I said earlier on in this season that he's going to make the case next year. I think Gareth Bale can be the actual player to finally get out of Ronaldo's shadow in Real Madrid. I think he could do that. Luka Modric is having a great year, but again, midfielders that contribute more so to the way the team flow is not going to be able to make that final claim when it comes to the quantitative reasoning.
Better question.
Yes.
Do you think there's somebody who would finish, if it goes in order of Ronaldo, Suarez, does somebody jump Messi?
No.
Is Griezmann potentially
Oh,
able to
I mean,
jump Messi?
Griezmann, holy Jesus, I just realised that. Holy Griezmann, I just realised that. I think that that is a great case for Antoine Griezmann. I'm completely slipped my mind. I remember Dan held up the board at the start of the clip and was like, Griezmann. And that's why I think Griezmann will often fall by the wayside, because it's hard to remember everyone. I think that Griezmann deserves even more so a case to be second, maybe.
Then
So
Suarez
he could jump
and
Lionel
Gareth Bale?
Messi. Yeah, because he had a phenomenal Euros. He led that team, top goal scorer in the Euros.
Yeah, he did.
Led Atletico Madrid to phenomenal accolades again, but they didn't win the Champions League. They didn't win the Euros. That's why Ronaldo is going to win it.
Right. Well, no, that's not. I mean, that's not just why Ronaldo's going to
But
win.
again,
it's like it's the lock of the century.
It
It would be the greatest snubbing in the history of snubs if Ronaldo didn't win it.
It would be like DiCaprio getting. I don't even know how to make the case. When DiCaprio was snubbed for The Departed, more so, and then he got it for The Revenant. I was
Well,
like,
they had to give it to him for The Revenant.
I bet it wasn't
They
even
had
his
no.
best.
I know it wasn't about The Revenant though.
Okay,
It was it's like a lifetime achievement. They're just like, here's your Oscar. You
No,
need it.
I just feel like they did it unjustly. I feel like he had many better performances than that. Like, he was constipated for like an hour and 20 minutes, and that's how he won it.
In The Revenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. All right, let me know what you think. Who deserves to be second and third place? Does it Messi get snubbed altogether and be put out of the top three? Is it, I would go, I want to go Ronaldo, Suarez, Griezmann.
Ronaldo, Suarez, sure, I concede. Messi.
I know, you're
Journalists
right.
love
I mean, it
Messi's.
doesn't matter who I want.
4 Griezmann, and then 5 just, for fun. Why not? Gareth Bale's one of them. Maybe, just maybe, what if like Aubameyang sneaks in there?
It could be a good shout as well.
He was scoring at an
No Jamie Vardy?
unbelievable pace. No,
No Vardy party?
No Vardy party.
By the way, the last British Ballon d'Or winner, on a nice little outside note, was Michael Owen in 2001. And you want to tell me that we create players that are able to be top quality players? Come on, let's be honest here. After Michael Owen, we had to go back to 1979 before you get a Ballon d'Or winner, Kevin Keegan, who won it back-to-back years.
Kevin Egan.
Kevin Egan. All right, hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Who should be first, second, and third? Good shout for Jamie Vardy, for Dimitri Payet, for Riyad Mahrez, Francis_Maxwell on Twitter, Jason Rubin91, Francis Maxwell Host on Instagram, Jason Rubin91, and TYT Sports, and we'll see you guys soon.